afternoon, and we begin with a Fox 10 News alert. A school shooting in Nashville, leaving 7 people dead, including the shooter.
Among those dead, 3 young children. Happened at a private Christian school. Police have not released the shooter's name, but she was a 28-year-old woman. Police say she entered the school through a side entrance and started shooting on the first floor, and then moved out to the second floor, where she was confronted and killed by officers who responded to the scene.
When the officers got to the second level, they saw a shooter, a female, who was firing. The officers engaged her. She was fatally shot by responding police officers. We know that she was armed with at least 2 assault-type rifles and a handgun.
So again, 6 total victims in this case, and 3 of them described as young children. The 3 adult victims were all staff members at the school. It's unclear if the shooter had any ties to the school or why it may have been targeted. The school has about 200 students from preschool up to 6th grade.
After hundreds of arrests, 2 deadly shootings and unruly crowds on Ocean Drive, Miami Beach commissioners are looking ahead to spring break next year.
Today, they voted in favor of having a curfew, a secured perimeter, and a rollback of alcohol sale hours. CBS News Miami's Yvonne Taylor joins us from Ocean Drive with all the details.
The owner of Mango's, an iconic establishment here on Ocean Drive, said his staff was in danger. Now, what commissioners voted for would be applied for 2 weeks in March of 2024.
If you want to come here and bring your illegal weapons, you're not going to get through.
The experience South Beach went through this last spring break was seemingly enough for Miami Beach elected officials.
We agreed that there will be a curfew next year.
Commissioner Alex Fernandez is the sponsor of the proposal. Here's what has been approved.
We agreed that we want a secured perimeter on Ocean Drive to establish control and checkpoints. And we also agreed that we'll be limiting alcohol sales during the month of March.
Yet there were some voices not on board.
Just this past year, the shooting happened at 10 p.m. The other one was at 3 a.m. So a midnight curfew wouldn't even prevented that shooting.
The owner of Mango's, an iconic establishment on Ocean Drive, is totally on board with the measures.
If they don't, I'm going to close Mango's Tropical Cafe on those 2 weekends because it's too dangerous for my staff.
California tourist Adrian Ciscato said it's about safety.
Obviously, I'm young, I'm not for it, but if it happens, if it keeps everyone safe, then all right.
We're going to lose a lot of money. Yeah, I feel like that's what America's about, right? Money.
I do feel like they still do need to keep the metal detectors, though.
And for the record,
this Monday, Miami Beach announced recent stats linked to spring break. 237 felonies and over 7,000 traffic citations were issued.
I'm not convinced we're going to get sued. And even if we do, I'm confident we can win.
Now, as far as the time when the curfew will be established, as well as metal detectors here on Ocean Drive, that will be discussed later. In Ocean Drive, I'm Yvonne Taylor, CBS News, Miami.
I got my wife, we got in the tub, covered our heads. By the time we did that, the storm was coming over, and all we could hear was the house breaking apart.
Terrifying moments for people in the South after tornadoes ripped through Mississippi and Alabama. Drone video showing the amount of destruction left behind by the severe storm. Hello and thank you for joining us. You're watching ABC 7, ABC7.com, and ABC and streaming wherever you are on the ABC 7 Los Angeles app. I'm Michelle Fisher.
And I'm Jory Rand. This is Eyewitness News at 10:30. More than 24 people have been killed, dozens more left injured when tornadoes tore through Mississippi and Alabama this weekend.
President Biden now pledging federal assistance for as long as it's needed. ABC's Morgan Norwood is in Jackson, Mississippi with the latest tonight.
Tonight, a deadly tornado outbreak shredding through parts of the Deep South Friday evening. A monster storm touching down about 60 miles northwest of Jackson, Mississippi. The small towns of Silver City and Rolling Fork decimated by the storm. 9-year-old Derek Brady Jr. described the terrifying moments as the tornado tore through his home.
I had to dive in the tub to take cover. It was just scary, but my mom had to hold the door closed. We was all in there. I kind of felt like the tornado just pushing me and pulling. I was scared.
That twister on the ground for more than 90 miles. ABC's Rob Marciano in Rolling Fork as the sun came up.
Now that the sun is getting higher in the sky, you're getting a real sense for just how much this town has been leveled. Some of these buildings you can't even make out. This is some sort of industrial building, completely flattened.
Residents now just starting to assess the damage.
It's like a bomb. It's total devastation.
Homes destroyed, trees and power lines toppled, cars and trucks tossed into piles of wreckage. Jared Brown works with Team Rubicon, a veteran-led humanitarian organization that helps in times of disaster.
They thought it lasted 30 minutes. It was 20 seconds, 20 seconds. And then you look at the aftermath, you're like, there's no way that was 18 seconds.
Tonight, we've learned 56-year-old Mary Barfield Bush, a grandmother, is among those killed in Rolling Fork. Her niece sharing with ABC, Mary was a sweet and caring soul with a beautiful smile that lit up the room. Meanwhile, Mississippi's Governor Tate Reeves has issued a state of emergency for all the counties affected by the storms, and President Biden promising the federal government will be there as long as it takes to help with the recovery. In Jackson, Mississippi, Morgan Norwood, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
For the people who work numbers, I am giving you free advice that those of you who are holding dollars, you surely might go into losses. You better do what you must do, because this market is going to be different in a couple of weeks. And secondly, we, through the central bank, we are having conversations to reinstate the interbank exchange market that has since not worked. And I am happy that the players in that sector, including our banks, are coming forward and they are participating, and they are working with the central bank so that we can again take charge of our market and that it is not allowed to be distorted by brokers. I'm told the only place where brokers are accepted is at the exchange. Anywhere else, they are banned. And so I just want to assure those in Kenya who are facing challenges of access to dollars that we have taken steps to ensure that dollar availability in the next couple of weeks is going to be very different, because our fuel companies will now be paying for fuel in Kenya shillings. They do not have to look for dollars every month, because we have done what we must do as government to ensure that we ease the burden on people who want to realize their returns in dollars. And I was being told by the chairman of NSC, so Mr. Chairman, you have nothing to worry about. We have taken adequate steps to make sure that that is sorted.
All right, Shalom. All praise to the Most High Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakah Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutation to you, brother, who feel like his word of truth and sincerity. All right, okay, this video here is, remember, there is more past than there is to come. Okay? There is more past than there is to come. Now, I said that to say because, you know, a lot of people think that, this economy or the world, the state of the world, these different world affairs and all those different things are going to bounce back to what they used to be. And that's not the case. Okay? Because, yeah, you might say, you know, a lot of people say there's always been wars and rumors of wars, but there never have been World War III talks like there is now. And on top of that, there wasn't World War talks in the midst of the Great Awakening of the Hebrew Israelites also. Okay, so you got to include all these different prophecies that the Lord it has all coming together in these last days. And the reason why I said, remember, there's more past than there is to come, because there have been more events and more major prophecies that have been fulfilled than there is that's left. Okay, there are more prophecies that have been fulfilled than there are prophecies that are left. All right, And if you've been watching the times, watching the news, paying attention to what's going on in the earth, you can see the signs, you can see the tokens, all the things that the Lord has spoken of. Okay. And dealing with the world's economy, not just America, but the world's economy, there can only be so many blows. Okay. If everything is being set up for that MOTB. Okay. You have the banking system, or the banks collapsing. Okay. Along with them having talks of the MOTB, or so like the universal UBI, universal basic incomes. Okay. And these are serious talks. Okay. This ain't just rumors going around. These are serious talks, that these people are talking about. These leaders. These leaders are talking about going into a new financial system. Okay. But yeah, the signs. That's why you look the opening videos. You had you had the state of emergency, or the declaration of the state of emergency in Miami due to shootings and just all kind of wild, crazy wickedness going on there for spring break. You had the tornadoes coming through Mississippi and Alabama. You got the Kenya president telling it basically to ditch the dollar. Okay, you got all kind of things that's happening. But this is 2 Ezra chapter 4 verse 44. Then answered I and said, if I have found favor in thy sight, and if it be possible, and if I be meet therefore, show me then whether there be more to come than is past, or more past than is to come. So this is back in Ezra's time. Okay, he was asking the angel Uriel to let him know, hey, so after all these visions that you showing me, or that you were getting ready to show me, at the end of the day, is there more prophecies that have to be fulfilled, or are there more things that the Lord has to allow to play out before we can enter into the kingdom, or is there more things that have already happened that's in the past than there is to come? Okay, Ezra was asking these questions. All right, Ezra wanted to know because he saw the state of our people in captivity. How distraught, how troubled, how spoiled, how just low we really were as a people, and he wanted the kingdom. Basically, he understood that this was not our rest. This is 2 Ezra chapter 9 verse 1. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time where the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Okay, so how do we measure the times? We measure the times through the scriptures. Your scriptures is your measuring stick. Okay, you measure up the times through the scriptures. The Lord, he set up prophecies to happen within a specific time, within a certain time frame. And he has, like he says, he weighed the world in a balance, and he does not move nor stir them. Okay, until that said measure be fulfilled. He has a said measure for every single prophecy that happens in the earth. Okay, and he does not move nor stir it. He don't speed it up or slow it down until that said measure be fulfilled. Okay, that's how the Lord works. All right. But if you use this measuring stick, which are these scriptures, you'll see what times that we are in. You'll see that we're coming into the time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. How is he going to do that? Through Yahushua. Okay, verse 3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, okay, we're seeing a lot of that in all these countries, not just Spain, not just France, not just sometime in the UK, not just some of these other smaller places, but we're seeing this all over the world. A lot of it here too in America, Babylon the Great. Okay, with these police shootings, that we had the year of police shootings. All right, it looked like this year 2023 gonna be the year of train derailments and chemical spills. Okay, last year 2022 was the year of food processing plants catching on fire or going up. Okay. The Lord is literally setting the stage, all these different signs. Okay. But it says, then shalt thou well understand that it is the Most High that spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Okay. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, meaning the end has come through signs. Even so, the times of the highest have plain beginnings in wonder and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs. Okay. So the Lord is going to end this place with effects and signs. Okay. He's going to go out with a bang. Okay. The Lord is he likes theater. Okay. All right. But in order to understand and measure these times, you must understand and measure through the scriptures. All right. Let's see. This is Matthew chapter 16, verse 1. The Pharisees also with the Sadducees came, and tempting desired him that he would show them a sign from heaven. He answered and said unto them, when it is evening, ye say it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but ye cannot discern the signs of the times. Okay. And that's how the people in the world are. The people in the world, they have meteorologists and all these different things. They can tell you whether it's gonna rain a week from now, 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now. Okay, they can discern whether it's gonna snow. You got within a week you got a hurricane coming across the Atlantic from the west coast of Africa. They can tell you within a week where it's gonna land, where it's gonna go. Okay, it's projected to go here through these models. It's projected to go there through these models. Okay, we got this nor'easter storm coming through the northeast. We got this blizzard on the way over here due to the due to sands and all. They tell you all kind of things, but they have no clue that the Lord is finna end this place. Okay, through effects, signs, and wonders, which is why we're seeing Los Angeles getting blizzards. Okay. Record degree colds, record degree cold temperature, record degree high temperatures. Because if you remember, even last summer, what it said over in I think it was Britain or London, if I'm not mistaken, where they had got to like their highest temperatures, and they said that their houses wasn't built to insulate cold air like that because it never got that hot like that out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Lord is bringing about new things in the earth, and he's going to do it simultaneously too. Meaning not even one right after another, but all together. The Lord is finna plague this place to death before we make that final return and brings about that ultimate plague. Okay, that noisome pestilence. All right, the nuclear missiles. All right. This is Amos chapter 3, verse 7. It says, surely the Lord power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. Okay. The Lord sets up the prophets. He speaks to the prophets because the prophets are the mouthpiece of the Lord. The prophets literally tell the people of the earth, not just wherever they're at, but tell the people throughout the world what the Lord is doing or what he's about to do. Okay, the prophets bring the word of the Lord. How do they do that? Through prophecy. Okay, through signs, through wonders. The prophets get the visions. The Lord give the prophets the visions. The prophets get the visions, and the prophets bring out the visions to the people. The prophets go through and break down, let the people know what is to come. Okay, and the prophets now that are back today know without a doubt that there is many more things in the past that have passed than there is to come. Okay, there's only a few things to come. Few major prophecies, as a matter of fact. If you just want to be technical, the MOTB is a major prophecy. Okay, and World War III. And of course, along with that Jacob's trouble, hard times, okay, famine, all these different things are gonna come. But rest assured, if the MOTB comes, the Lord finna speed this thing up even more, okay, than what he already has. And you can tell that the days are going by faster and faster. The days are going by faster. The weeks going by faster. Months going by faster. Years going by faster. Okay. The Lord is ready to end this place too. He's ready for the kingdom. Matter of fact, he's ready for the kingdom even more than we are. Okay. Did not the scripture say it is the Lord's good pleasure to give you the kingdom? That's what he wants to do. He wants to give it to us. But he has a plan. He has something for us to go through, for us to learn, for us to come out better, for us to be able to appreciate that which is given unto us. So, so we'll know, hey, when you don't follow what the Lord says, this is what you get. Esau, Edom ruling, the wicked ruling, Babylon the Great, all purity, all wickedness throughout the entire planet Earth, everything that you're seeing. All right. And the prophets would speak against the kingdom. The prophets speak for the Lord and against the kingdoms. All prophets do the same. They prophesy the same. Okay, this is Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8. The prophets that have been before me, before me. So let's stop at Jeremiah saying, the prophets that came before me, Jeremiah, and before thee, before you of old, prophesy both against many countries, against great kingdoms, a war of evil and pestilence. Those are not good things. Okay, when the prophets were speaking, they was letting the people know, hey, the Lord's finna come and do something. Okay. But the prophets understood that there was more in the past than there was to come. Okay. So if you don't understand that there's more in the past than there is to come, then you're not a prophet. First of all, if you can't get that, you're definitely not a prophet. Okay. If you think that we got 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 more years here in Babylon the Great, you ain't a prophet of the Lord. You complacent here. You want to stay here. All right. If you're talking about your kids' college fund, stupid shit like that, you bugged out. Simple as that. You don't want the kingdom. That's all it is. You don't want the kingdom. You want the kingdom in the midst of Esau's kingdom. All right. But once again, though, I brought all them videos in the beginning out just to show you there are many things going on in the earth, and actually we can't even keep up with all the things that are going on in the earth. All right, it's constantly, daily, okay, daily things rolling out, daily things changing, daily things, different legislations, laws, things being written into practice, into act. Okay, I mean the Lord, he got so many moving parts in this board game, in this game. It's just ridiculous. We can't even keep up. But that's why we got to stand on our watch, and that's why he gave us a body. Okay, so one person can look out north, another person can look out south, another person look out east, another person look out west, and we cover everything. Then we even got somebody looking northwest. We got somebody looking up above us. We got somebody looking below us. We got somebody watching our back, making sure don't hit us on the back while we're looking. Okay, we got somebody looking at us looking. Okay, somebody watching us watch. You always got a watchman. Okay, the Lord always has watchmen. All right. So, call Allah Yahweh Shem Al Shah, Bashem Dash. Hope you edified. Shalom.